Bakersfield. 23 ABC News at 11 starts now.
Good evening. A local mother is recovering tonight after nearly dying due to pregnancy complications, and now she's asking for the community's help in locating a missing piece of jewelry that is filled with some of her daughter's ashes. 23 ABC's Leslie Gooden spoke exclusively with the family on how the community has helped them during this difficult time.
I love you, and I will always remember you.
The Rodriguez family says that their lives changed forever on January 3rd when Debbie Rodriguez, who was 6 months pregnant, realized something was wrong with her expected daughter, Faith.
I delivered my baby early, and unfortunately they couldn't find a heartbeat at my 6-month checkup, and they told me that I had to go and deliver her at the hospital. So we lost our third child, and her name was Faith.
Rodriguez says that she's never had complications before, adding her family along with her 2 other children, Parker and Lexi, have all been trying to heal. She says her husband then decided to get several keepsake pieces filled with Faith's ashes.
She was a perfect angel, and that she just looked perfect, and I know that she's with God, and that's all I have to trust in.
Now, one of those pieces are missing. On Saturday, Rodriguez says she started hemorrhaging and went to Adventist Health in Bakersfield and ended up receiving 4 units of blood. During that time, she took off her ring filled with her daughter's ashes and hasn't seen it since.
My husband put it in his pocket, and then we went to the Kaiser Permanente Stockdale Pharmacy, and that's pretty much where we lost it.
The family says they have retraced their steps a handful of times, looking for the silver and pink stone ring to no avail. The Rodriguez say since posting about the missing ring on social media, many in the community have offered up their help, and even ones she doesn't know.
Good Samaritan messaged me today. She lives close to the Stockdale Kaiser Pharmacy, and she went in there herself and checked again to see if they actually have received it, and they found it. They said no, and she offered to put flyers up for me.
Rodriguez says that they are remembering Faith through the many cards, prayers, and other keepsakes filled with her, and they are continuing to carry Faith wherever they go.
I'd really love if somebody has already found it and doesn't realize how special it is, if they can return it to the Kaiser Permanente security office. That way they can contact me, they have my information, or if somebody can look for it.
Leslie Gooden, 23 ABC.
And Rodriguez says a family friend has also organized a reward to be given to anyone who returns the ring. You can head to turn23.com for the contact information for the missing ring. New details tonight. Police say a man apparently suffered a medical emergency while driving today and died after his vehicle left the road. Police officials say officers were called to a report of a crash near White Lane and Grissom Street in Southwest Bakersfield around 10:30 this morning. Emergency medical personnel and officers tried to resuscitate the driver, who was in apparent medical distress, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. The coroner's office will later release the man's name and determine the cause and manner of death. Anyone with information regarding the incident is asked to call BPD at 327-7111. Now to the latest on the 2020 presidential race. Pete Buttigieg keeps a slight lead in the Iowa caucuses. That's with 100% of precincts reporting. The Iowa Democratic Party announced the results Thursday night, days after the chaos of Monday's caucuses. The former South Bend, Indiana mayor leads Senator Bernie Sanders by 1/10 of 1 percentage point. Senator Elizabeth Warren, former Vice President Joe Biden, and Senator Amy Klobuchar trail behind Buttigieg and Sanders. Mayor Pete Buttigieg had said from the night of the caucuses his campaign was headed to New Hampshire victorious, but Senator Bernie Sanders also saying outright he won the state, thanking the voters there for a very strong victory. Even so, both candidates expressing frustration with the delayed results.
It has been an extraordinary week, and we are absolutely electrified.
I got 6,000 more votes. And from where I come, when you get 6,000 more votes, that's generally regarded to be the winner.
What happened in Iowa was a disaster. It was a disaster for the Iowa Democratic Party.
Meanwhile, the Democratic National Committee chair has called for a recanvass of all results in Iowa as the state's Democratic Party continued to struggle to verify the caucus data. More than 500,000 16 and 17-year-olds in California have now taken advantage of voter pre-registration since the program launched in fall 2016. As of February 3rd, Kern County has had more than 10,000 voters, and that's according to the Office of the Secretary of State. More than 1,900 have pre-registered as Republican, more than 3,200 have pre-registered as Democratic, and more than 4,000 have pre-registered with no party preference. To pre-register so you can vote at 18, go to registertovote.ca.gov. The debate in New Hampshire is tomorrow, and ABC News will be covering it live right here on 23 ABC starting at 5 p.m. We will have a special digital newscast of 23 ABC News at 5 on our website, turn223.com, as well as on our 23 ABC Facebook page. Both 23 ABC News at 6 and the Now Bakersfield at 7 will not air. A special edition of 23 ABC News will follow the debate at 8 p.m., and we will have a complete wrap-up of the debate on 23 ABC News at 11. Again, the Democratic debate tomorrow, live right here on 23 ABC.
We are tracking another chilly evening across Kern County. We are going to be seeing some high thin clouds passing through over the next several hours. 43 degrees right now here in Bakersfield. So those temperatures are up slightly from this time yesterday. You can see the valley is mainly holding on to those low 40s. 39 degrees in Delano right now, 41 in Lake Isabella, and 32 in Tehachapi. But Bakersfield's overnight low is going to be at 40 degrees. So by the time you are waking up on Tuesday, so just a few days ago, those temperatures were in the upper 20s when we were tracking that freeze warming. So warmer temperatures are on the way, all thanks to high pressure and dry conditions that you can expect as we head into your Friday. So by the time 8 o'clock rolls around tomorrow morning, looking at 43. So exactly what we are feeling right now. 61 by lunchtime and 66 tomorrow afternoon. I have more details on just how much longer you can expect the 60s coming up next.
A memorial service for Kobe Bryant and the other 8 people killed in a January helicopter crash will be held at the Staples Center in Los Angeles on February 24th. That's according to a source close to the basketball legend's family Thursday. The date 2/24 could be viewed as symbolic, as Bryant wore number 24 during the latter part of his NBA career, and his daughter Gianna wore number 2 for her youth basketball teams. Gianna also was killed when the helicopter headed to a basketball tournament crashed on Sunday, January 26th. The other victims were Gianna's teammates, Alyssa Altobelli and Peyton Chester, as well as Alyssa's parents, John and Carrie, Peyton's mother, Sarah, as well. Assistant girls basketball coach Christina Mauser and helicopter pilot Ara Zobayan also killed in that crash. The service happening Monday, February 24th. A small fire erupted at Disneyland tonight, closing off parts of the park. Video posted to Twitter showed an orange glow coming from the backstage area of the theme park along Main Street. Anaheim fire crews responded and quickly doused the flames. No injuries were reported and no serious damage was done. It was not immediately clear how the fire began. Several guest areas were closed as a precaution. If you saw a fire crews and a fire out at Meadowsfield Airport tonight, no need to worry. It was all part of an annual Kern County fire training exercise. Every year, a special live fire exercise is held to make sure crews meet the FAA standard when it comes to emergencies at commercial airports. Kern County crews practiced and honed their skills against interior fires on planes and exterior fires that could result from spilling fuel from planes. Fire officials saying it's always better to be over-prepared and practiced in the most realistic ways as possible.
We say we practice like we play, and that I think is key to the whole thing. We're doing what we would actually do in a real incident in real time and doing it the way we would do it.
They also said this training is held monthly, but the monthly training doesn't involve live fire exercises.